Hey, dear viewers, I hope you've been having a wonderful day so far. It's been a long day for me. I've been at work for about 8 hours. I just got home, and it's just been a very crazy day. And you know what? I'm ready to relax. But before I do that, before I do any of that, it is time for a death battle. Dante versus Clive. Devil May Cry versus Final Fantasy. Of course, always check out the original content before you see anything of mine. Then come back and we can watch this together. I'll wait. Okay, I assume you've already seen the original content, and I know nothing about Clive. I know a little bit about Dante because I played Devil May Cry 4 long ago, and what I remember from his previous bout and death battle against Bayonetta. Now, I understand these are just like anime protagonists or video game anime protagonists from Japan, and they just have a whole array of demon monster killing weapons, and it'll be interesting to see how this goes. I I've only played a few Final Fantasies and I never finished them. I guess they weren't really my cup of tea, if you will. Um, I think I tried playing 13 and that took forever to get through, and I never even finished it. But Clive, I believe, is from the latest game. Correct me if I'm wrong, please, dear viewers. Teddy. Anyway, without let's stop dilly dallying and let's just get into this. It's and I'm for off the bat. I guess I'm going Dante just because I know him more, but who knows? And this will be a 3D animated fight. I can't even say I've been trying to avoid spoilers because I've been at work all day, so let's get to this.
Dante versus Clive.
DMC's Devil Hunter versus Final Fantasy's Shield of Rosaria. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
A death battle. We've only had a few Devil May Cry characters. We've had Dante and Virgil. And I guess you could say Trish from in a DBX. But in terms of like actual death battle, it's just been Dante and Virgil, and Dante won, Virgil lost. And for Final Fantasy, we've had Cloud, we've had Tifa,
leaving Dante and his brother Virgil separated.
And Sephiroth,
family,
and now Clive.
Dante kept a chipper attitude and set up a business dedicated to one thing.
Killing demons.
And with the blood of Sparta running through him, he's the best in the business.
By harnessing his own demonic energy, Dante bolsters his speed, power, and durability, letting him block kaiju-sized punches, move faster than a meteor,
and regenerate like an unstoppable force of nature. As long as he has the energy, he can heal from getting shot, stabbed, sliced through. Basically anything.
Even without his regeneration, he survived heat that would reduce the layman to ash.
But no hunter is complete without an arsenal.
I don't know who the layman is.
Dante's got one hell of a sword left by his dad.
And I do know,
Ivory,
I guess from the times I've played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I played as Dante.
Like King Cerberus, a shape-shifting set
Yeah,
of elemental
Dante
guns,
has an arsenal.
Cavalier, a pair of buzzsaws that are also a motorcycle, Balrog, fiery fisticuffs,
Balrog,
boxing and
which is a
capoeira,
character from
and
Street Fighter.
Guitar, an electric guitar.
There's also Lucifer,
Yes.
a backpack of endless laser swords that Dante got after slaying... Actually, we never never see how he beat Lucifer.
Yeah, you know someone's a badass when they off-screened the actual devil. Then there's my fave, Dr. Faust, a sentient hat that turns Dante into basically Orville Peck. Oh, it shoots crystallized demon blood.
Dante needed this and much more when he got a warm welcome from the brother he thought long dead. In a twist of fate, Virgil was alive, but went down a very different path.
While Dante was partying, Virgil studied the blade, seeking the power he needed to exert his will.
Yeah, Virgil
even if it meant
beat
killing his own brother,
or lost to
something he came
Sephiroth.
close to doing in their first meeting.
But the defeat only spurred Dante's awakening. He learned to teleport using Trickster, slow down time through Quicksilver, and double-team foes with Doppelganger.
With a slick pose
So
and
he
the
can
right
copy
timing,
himself, he
can
has
royal
time
guard
manipulation.
dang near anything, then use the absorbed energy to armor up as a dreadnought.
And then there's Devil Trigger, a super form Dante achieves
The
through
super
his
form Devil
supernatural
Trigger.
power. By tapping into his inner demon,
Regeneration,
Dante
Quicksilver,
can fly and gains an enormous
teleportation.
boost in speed and power.
Naturally, his rematch with Virgil went very differently, and that was far from Dante's peak.
When Mundus got up to his old tricks, Dante battled the Demon Lord in a vast sea of stars, a universe Mundus created on a whim. Even later, Dante one-shot a stronger alternate future Mundus who had completely merged with the Demon World.
So he's kind of a big deal. Literally, Mundus became a living universe just for Dante to shoot him in the face.
Then there's Argosax, a god so astronomically intense he had the power of every other demon in existence, a divine deity of the sun that Dante also
Shot in the face.
Oh, that guy! I completely forgot about him.
Funny, so did Dante. Despite how powerful Argosax was, he was just an insignificant Tuesday to Dante.
So it's safe to say Dante had become the strongest around. But no amount of style, pizza, or wahoos could fill the hole in his heart. Sure, Virgil was a power-hungry weeb, but he was still his bro. Beneath Dante's antics, killing the last of his family kinda messed him up.
Until he learned his family wasn't as gone as he thought. It turns out he had a nephew, Nero, who Dante would help get into the family business in his own unconventional way.
And for dead weight, Nero was pretty badass, even helping Dante take on the so-called Demon King Urizen. Nero's Devil Breaker arm can fire light-speed lasers that Dante and Virgil have dodged.
Dante and Virgil can already dodge lasers in their base forms, but when charged with enough demonic energy,
So he's
they can
faster than
outright
light.
blitz beams over 11 times faster than light.
Nero even survived getting melted down while inside a living statue. It's a long story.
And that's the
Ew.
same sort of regeneration that Dante has, meaning he can survive being turned into a puddle.
So Dante was ready when Virgil somehow returned. Again. And made an apocalyptic demon tree for what else? More power!
With the entire world now on the line, Dante had to get serious and fully embrace his human and demon sides alike by stabbing himself.
Holy shit, Dante has been impaled so much, he decided to make it how he powers up. So he got his greatest weapon, Devil Sword Dante, and became Sin Devil Trigger. This is Dante's demon energy at its peak. He can fire lasers with Loose, obliterate with the fires of
taking notes.
Judgment, and surpass even the legendary Sparta.
But although Dante was totally a match for Virgil, neither of them would budge on their ideals. Both were destined to duel until one was dead forever.
But thanks to Nero and two well-placed bitch slaps, they got some sense knocked into him.
Dante realized that if he couldn't make Virgil abandon his ways, he might as well keep an eye on him. In one fell swoop, the two severed the world-spanning demon tree and prepared for a permanent departure to the underworld.
You can choose your friends, but not your family. But if that's what it takes to keep Virgil safe, or rather to keep the world safe from Virgil, Dante will deal with it. And all things considered, he's happy slugging it out with his bro. Maybe happier than he's ever been.
Proof that as long as you have the human drive, even hell can become a paradise sweet enough that a devil may cry.
So, they really did
It's an
talk about
emergency.
his
This flight's gonna
regeneration.
have a
So
banger soundtrack, but my headphones broke.
Well, good
they
news.
talked a lot
This
about
battle is sponsored by
Dante's
Raycon.
regeneration
Keep
and
your ears open
if he
and your
can
holiday
regenerate
playlist
from
rolling with
a
Raycon's
puddle.
essential
So,
open earbuds. These open ear earbuds let you stay connected
it
to your surroundings
really
while enjoying your
boils
favorite
down
music,
to if
podcasts, and
Clive
audiobooks.
can not
Perfect for
only
a job, commute, or hanging out.
inflict that
Oh,
much
yeah, they
damage
sound great,
to
just as good as
Dante,
some of the big brands,
but
at half the price.
be able to put
They're
him
super
down.
lightweight, and
Like
somehow they
in,
never fall out. It's like
if
magic.
it's from
I
like a
think
puddle,
that's
like they
just good
said,
design.
It's
it'd have to be like
magic.
pretty damn
Sure.
thorough.
Black Friday is just around the corner, and Raycon audio products are up to 30% off site-wide.
And
From everyday essentials
he
to the
has a
latest
bunch of
releases,
like
it's the
powers,
perfect
like
time to upgrade
he
your
can
sound or
move
get ahead
faster,
on
slow
gifting.
time,
These early
whichever
deals
you
won't
prefer.
last long, so shop now before they're gone. Go to
So-
buyraycon.com/deathbattleopen to save on Raycon
But
audio
I'm
products.
worried that
site-wide.
his gear is more suited towards demons, and I don't know.
Sit down as we tell the tale of the kingdom
Final
of
Fantasy,
Rosaria and its prince, Clive
16.
Rossfield, a man destined to be a dominant,
We're on
the
to
host
Clive.
to a mighty guardian icon.
Anybody who's a Dom can draw on magic life juice called ether, becoming a big scary monster.
And commanding the element they embody to create storms, slay armies, and split the sea. Dominants are forces of nature, and Clive would be the dominant of the Phoenix.
Well, he was supposed to, but Big Bird said no thanks and instead picked his sick little brother Joshua. Parents don't play favorites, but I guess ancient monsters can.
Despite the rejection and a deep loathing from his mother Annabella, Clive and Joshua were only kind to one another. Clive saw the
Yeah, I
burden
see
his
a
brother
bit of,
bore
like,
and accepted
brotherhood
his
sort of
blessing of the
thing.
Phoenix in hopes of becoming Joshua's shield.
Meaning he learned a bunch of magic. He could shoot fire, teleport with Phoenix Shift, and took down this beast before he was even out of puberty.
Even without magic, Clive's a capable swordsman, able to boost his speed and perception with precision dodge. But it wasn't enough when Annabella betrayed Rosaria for the Empire of Sanbreque. In one night, Clive's knights, people, and his own father were slaughtered before him.
Quick, someone use a Phoenix down!
Those aren't in this game.
Well, that's unfortunate. But the Phoenix icon sure is, because the trauma of everything made poor Joshua lose control.
Clive wanted nothing more than to help his brother, and perhaps this desire awakened the icon that was in him all along. The fiery beast, Ifrit.
Boy, is Ifrit a wild
Ifrit.
one. Just standing nearby will incinerate the average Joe. It can make fire barriers, regenerate lost limbs, decimate foes with a flaming spirit bomb, and shatter a walking mountain.
The downside being Clive couldn't control it.
I
He didn't even
think,
remember becoming Ifrit
Dante might
or
be able to
battling the
survive
Phoenix in a
just the
fight that reduced
presence.
everything he loved to cinders, leaving Joshua presumed dead.
If that wasn't bad enough, dear old Ma found him the next day and made him a slave to Sanbreque's army. Clive spent 13 years wallowing through life, searching for Ifrit's host for revenge, only to learn the one he wanted to kill was himself.
This revelation hit Clive like a phantom train. He thought death was all he deserved for taking the lives of Joshua and so many others. Even so, there was a light at the end of the tunnel. No, not like that.
Thanks to his friend Jill, the outlaw Sid, his doggo Torgal, and a very therapeutic battle with his self-hatred, Clive learned to carry the torch for his brother, fighting the real problems plaguing his world: crystals and racism.
In the world of Valisthea, prejudice is alive and well for bearers. Basically, anyone who can use magic without special crystals.
So what better way to dismantle the system than to help fellow bearers and destroy the mother crystals ruining the planet, all while picking up some nifty abilities.
Through a mysterious power that lets him absorb icons, Clive took Garuda, an avian with sharp slashes and sharper talons. From Sid, he received Ramuth, so he could summon lightning.
From his bae Jill, he got Shiva to freeze lava and even time itself. With Titan, he can block and absorb blows with earth-shattering fists. From this
They have
dragon
time
prince,
manipulation.
he got Bahamut and some deadly lasers.
And through Odin, he can slow the flow of time and slice apart the fabric of space.
Looks familiar.
With these powers, Clive stepped up to lead the bearers, and even reunited with Joshua, who was alive all along. Surprise!
Clive spent 5 years freeing the land and became hot as hell while doing it. Well, no, not well, yeah, that way, but also through Ifrit. By using part of Ifrit's
I think
power,
Dante has the
Clive
bigger
can set
arsenal
himself
here.
aflame, activating Limit Break to boost his abilities.
But Limit Break is far from Clive's limit. After absorbing the Phoenix essence from Joshua, he became Ifrit Risen. Now fully in control of the monster that had tormented him, he embraced his role as a shield for his brother and friends.
Just in time to battle in space, lock a planet-wiping blast, and overpower this dragon at the speed of light.
That's no exaggeration. Ifrit Risen is literally stated to move at light speed. Not surprising when Clive has intercepted lasers over 3 times faster than that, and overpowered Omega, a god-slaying weapon that can destroy, and I quote, all of creation.
But what made Clive strong enough to do all this? You know, besides the majestic man cleavage.
Turns out Clive's birth was orchestrated. He was intended to become the vessel of Ultima, an ancient, all-powerful being that created humanity, but abandoned them after they developed free will.
Meaning everything that happened was the fault of one person. God, the bastard! But Clive wouldn't be a puppet. If God was in the way of humanity's freedom, then God was gonna die.
Easier said than done.
No shit!
Ultima was stronger than anyone Clive had faced, able to warp all of reality to create a universe. But Clive had a secret not even Ultima foresaw. Over his journey, he developed a special state of mind, Logos.
AKA someone powered by human will and the bonds of consciousness with others. Okay, that sounds like anime friendship crap, but trust me, it made Clive a badass who could surpass his limits, getting stronger over the course of just one fight.
So much so that, despite struggling against Ultima initially, by the end of the fight, Clive took out Ultimalius, a more powerful amalgamation of Ultima and his entire species, all while Clive was in his base form.
Ultima literally became Ultima squared, but Clive still kicked his ass. Using his bonds with his brother, his friends, and his unbridled will, Clive killed God in a giant 999,999 damage punch! Okay, so it really was the power of friendship after all. Man, this guy's got a future in shonen.
Well, except we don't really know what happened to Clive. Whether he lived or died, though, doesn't really matter. It was his journey and the world he created that made his life meaningful. Clive's dream of a future where everyone can live and die on their own terms had become a reality.
And his stories were written up in a book by a certain Joshua Rossfield, which he titled Final Fantasy.
Okay.
The battle's coming up next, so call your winner now, folks, just like our sponsor, DraftKings.
I think Clive might have this. I think he has the raw power and maybe speed, but they both have time manipulation.
Two or more stats and unlock the upside every game brings. Oh, also, new DraftKings
But
customers score 50 bucks worth in bonus picks with just a $5
but I
entry
think
on your
Dante
first
has
bet.
the
Don't
wider
just watch
arsenal.
basketball. Cash in.
But
Download the DraftKings
will that
Pick 6
really
app
matter?
now
I don't
and
know.
use code DEATHBATTLE.
That's code Death Battle. Play just
Unless,
$5, get 50 in pick
Dante
6
has a way
bonus
to,
picks.
like,
Make the call. Ride the
take
upside.
away,
In partnership
like,
with DraftKings Pick 6. Gambling problem?
Clive's
Call
powers. I don't think
1-800-GAMBLER. Help
Clive
is
is,
available for problem
or I don't
gambling.
think
Call
Dante's going to win.
888-789-7777 or visit
It just seems like there's too big of a
ccpg.org in
power
Connecticut.
gap here.
Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by
Maybe
jurisdiction.
not,
Pick 6 not available everywhere,
I don't
including New
know,
York
like,
and
the full
Ontario.
scale
Void where prohibited. One per new
of
customer.
Devil May
Bonus
Cry
awarded
when
as
compared to
non-withdrawable
Final
Pick 6 bonus
Fantasy.
picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos.
I also think Dante has the experience
All right,
factor.
the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
I'm rooting for Dante, but betting Clive.
Hey, I heard your fiery friend is causing trouble, and I'm in the business of dealing with trouble. Leave now. I have a god to kill. The last thing that will stop me is a demon.
Yeah, those pistols aren't really going to... That's nothing. The animation is great so far. Yeah, I think Dante's wider arsenal is definitely going to put Clive on the back burner for some bit. doing that duplication thing. The demon motorcycle thing.
What the hell is that?
Dante's having a ball here. His armor. Ooh.
Virgil's got some competition. Still holding out on me? Let's see what your monster can really do. So the devil cries for more. Let's give him everything we've got. Joshua!
He wants to see him as best. Oh, wow! I honestly don't know which one's which at this point. I love that little. His sword.
Just once. I need more. It's in a bag, Smokey. Jackpot! I need every... Not bad. Not bad at all. After a fight like this, that god'll be nothing.
Okay, that was a whole nother level of close, but I think we got the point.
This was not an easy call to make. Dante and Clive matched each other so closely, it was hard finding a definitive advantage either had. This is best explained through three categories, starting with stats.
Both Dante and Clive could easily beat up universe-busting threats.
Mundus and Ultimalius could create universes
Okay.
at a whim, and Dante and Clive defeated them sans their own super forms. Dante and Clive could both consistently intercept lasers at faster than light speeds.
And Dante could always amp up with demon juice to briefly outspeed Clive anyway.
But Clive could match that by boosting his own speed and reflexes through precision dodge. Both were so beyond the pale that neither could definitively overpower the other.
Still, given their crazy powers, you'd think one of their abilities would break the deadlock.
Not so
No.
much. Dante and Clive could generally match each other blow for blow, be it to teleport, slow down time, flash freeze the other, block and absorb hits, etc.
And Dante could survive the intense flames of Ifrit. He's dealt with heat like that before.
Though Clive did not have a perfect match against Doppelganger, he did have more methods of manipulating time, both more reliable and abusable, in addition to defensive measures like Ifrit's barrier to fall back on to outlast powers like Doppelganger.
Okay.
But their super forms evened out. Any edge Clive could get from, say, Limit Break or Ifrit Risen, Dante could match with Devil Trigger or Sin Devil Trigger.
In the end, both have answers to most of each other's powers,
Which
making it
boils
still
down to
anyone's win.
endurance.
Which is why it came down to one major factor: endurance. Just how long could these two keep at it?
While Dante's super forms could undoubtedly keep up with Clive's, there is an emphasis in story and gameplay that they expend a lot of demonic energy.
The longest Dante has battled in Devil Trigger against someone his equal is about 6 minutes, and abilities like Doppelganger, Quicksilver, and Sin Devil Trigger burn through it even faster.
Clive's time
Okay,
in
I
Ifrit
didn't-
Risen isn't limitless either, but it can last longer, fighting for tens of minutes if necessary. But given how close this match is, it's vital. If Ifrit Risen catches Dante outside of Devil Trigger, it's over.
I know what you're thinking. Dante's crazy tough. His healing factor's way better than Clive's. Clive can regen lost limbs, sure, but Dante can heal from getting reduced to a puddle. Couldn't he just tank Ifrit's attacks?
Well, yes, but also no. This is where context is everything. While no doubt impressive, Dante's healing has been overcome in the past because it is tied to how much energy he has. Less demonic energy means a less potent healing factor.
Like when he got knocked out for a month straight by Urizen, only surviving thanks to a constant source of demon blood. Hell, overtaxing demon regen is how Dante killed Virgil in the first place.
Even if we assume Dante could get a second wind, it's always possible Clive could get one too, becoming even stronger from pure willpower, just like when he fought Ultimalius.
So, for as tough and persistent as Dante was, Clive was able to endure just that much more to get the final edge. The devil was in the details, but Clive's victory is no fantasy.
The winner is Clive Rossfield.
Next time on Death Battle.
Next time.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Finale.
Thanks for watching.
This was a good fight. It was very close, and I'm not surprised. Well, I'm not surprised who won, but I am surprised at how close it was. But I'm just, like I said, I think it really boiled down to if Clive could overwhelm Dante's regeneration, and I think when they bring up like how long their powers can last, like they said, the devil's in the details. One can last only so long, while the other can last just a little longer. And while they're fairly close, 4 extra minutes does make a difference. So props to Clive for winning. Good job. And next time is Ash Ketchum versus Yukimoto. This will be an interesting one. I'm interested to see how this plays out. Especially how they're going to do the monsters for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or for Yukimoto. But again, if you enjoyed this reaction, please like, share, subscribe. Check out some of my other stuff. And until then, please take care of yourselves and have a great rest of your day or evening. Take care.